If there was only a way we could just erase July the 17th from our calendars. I'll tell you what, every so often, listen, it sucks when you get beat up. It does. Every so often, this industry, without fail, I don't care who you are, will feed you a healthy slice of humble pie. And if you're lucky, Addie, turn it down. If you're lucky, it'll only be the one slice until you get the next slice. Today was a great day at the track. Obviously, we raced 4 horses. We had 2 wins in 2 seconds. Just about as good as you could have. The most we could have won was 3. 2 of the fillies were in together. They were first and second. Series Dragon was a good second at 51 and 4. And Ready for Landing was astonishingly good. I guess that's not true. I knew probably at the half that he was supposed to win, but he still had to go out and get it done. There was a little bit of a recall. There was deer on the track. You didn't see that. There was 2 baby deers and a mama deer on the track running around.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had to go back down into the gully. They were going to chase them back down into the gully. And I thought, I didn't know how, now at the time it didn't matter. They called the recall really early, so I was just approaching the gate. It really didn't bother me that much. But he's so much better now, this horse. Before, if you go back and watch his first start here, he was a bully, right? Blasted him out of there, and I let him rock. And even his next start, his next couple of starts, I had to make my way to the front. That last start that he had bled, when we put him on Lasix, he was a little more amenable. His next start or 2, we even raced him with earplugs his 2 starts before today, and then we decided to race him with a hood today. But just, I wanted to leave with him. I wanted to get away up close, but I didn't want to force his hand. If he really didn't want to march out of there, I was at the gate at the perfect time. I let him trot out of there. I kind of showed him the whip coming out of the gate, but I didn't touch him. I just kind of showed it to him, and he was trotting out of there, and I could have powered him. The horse can leave at the quarter in 27 seconds, but what he does after that is the problem, right? So the deciding factor was, I knew the horse coming from the outside was a long shot. Jeremy Indoff's horse was a long bomber. Really, on paper, I didn't really know him that well, but I knew he was not competitive in this class. It's Merge Lane, doofus. God almighty. Fake wave. All right, good. But he was not competitive in this class. So regardless, if I push through into the lead, I got to do something with him because no one's going to let him in. So now I either got to park him or let him go. And I said, I don't want any part of what is going on right here. And I got to be honest, I think Aaron was the one that dropped me in the 5-hole. He didn't have to. So I knew he probably wanted to follow me, but it just worked out that he couldn't. But we were in a good spot. The 6's horse, 4 6's, was in front of me. Long shot up front, a couple of used horses. I knew that the No Nap Nash horse we race against in Ohio, he's in behind me somewhere. I'm in a great spot right now. So I just take my time. I know Hunter has to move. He's well aware the horse on the front's 20 to 1, 20 plus to 1. The horses in the 2-hole and 3-hole, they're not coming. They're already used up pretty good. I know Brian Sent's not going to 2-move his horse first over. It's impossible. So I just wait. Get Hunter going first over. I follow him. I assume Mike Wilder is behind me because Aaron hasn't moved. But I think just past the quarter pole, I said to myself, the way this race is now set up, it is mine to win or lose, and I don't think I can lose unless he makes a break, or unless Hunter's horse is way better than I think he is, or unless Mike's horse goes a big mile and beats me. He's a good colt too. Around the last turn, I'm just waiting. As soon as Mike puts me in motion from behind me, I'm going to move him. And he trotted as hard as he could to the wire. And the Nash horse was coming. He was coming at the wire. He slid back through the inside, but Ready for Landing just raced a tremendous day. I love the horse he's become. He's become versatile, which that is the astonishing or shocking part. The fact that this horse that was so hot and so crazy his whole life is now pliable. I never would have thought that. Maybe as a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old, you know, I always thought as hot as he was, we just got the hobble, and he raced a 2-year-old without hobbles. He will race again without hobbles on. We just got the hobbles off him and got him to the Meadowlands and stretched him out a couple of times. I thought that he would start to learn. But then he just seemed so ordinary for a few starts, I'm like, well, he's just not good enough to go to the Meadowlands. But after today's race, I'm back to thinking that. But I can't believe how, as I said, pliable he is right now. The horse is great right now. Very, very good. So I was really happy with him. I'll rewind to the back, to the front of the program. I got there. I went with Series Dragon. Horse race good. Around the last turn, he kind of loses ground a little bit. I didn't want to push him as hard as he could go through the last turn when I knew everybody else around me. I could probably outstep them, and I didn't want to chase Aaron and it cost me second place. So I left him alone. I'm learning too with this horse, right? I don't know him that well. Last week was the first time I drove him, and today he got to the head of the lane and took off again down the lane and ended up just getting beat. And you know, as I said to Tim, he will work his way out of this class. 2 more wins and he's out of that class. But he will find himself a spot in mid conditions. He's a nice horse. He is a nice horse. So I was really happy with him. Then I came out in the track with the fillies. And what did he call a Trent today?
A Trente.
A Trente. Well, it does look like a Trente. A Trente. It does look a little bit like that. I said to Ronnie going on the track, I got a lot of respect for Rosetta. She is prone to make the odd mistake. But the filly you're driving, she's a stone cold killer. She's a nice filly. Now, Rosetta has qualified, schooled, you know, and been kind of screwed down a little bit tighter. I found her a little bit pinchy up front, a little bit shuffly. Today was the first day without the flip-flops on, so maybe her feet were a little bit pinchy. She's always been a little funny left hind, but wasn't bad. Now, if you watch close coming out of the gate, she almost did run once, then twice, maybe even 3 times. She was a little warm in the first turn. I got her backed up. You know, and you guys know we always train our horses nose to helmet, right? But with her, she gets a little anxious. She wants to fight all the time, and I just felt I backed her up maybe 2 lengths, and I just gave some space, just so she could just chill out, just settle. I know that Ronnie, I had told him, I said, you're going to love this filly. She is an absolute sweetheart. And, you know, I got the feeling he was going to race her easy. But again, 2 long shots land on the front. He's got Mike Wilder, who looks, I was surprised. I thought Mike would just wait and come. But instead, he was looking to move in the first turn. And Ronnie kind of sensed that, looped over with a Trent, or a Trente, whatever the hell he calls her. And I was left in 5th. I didn't really care. I want to see her get a good flat mile as we head to Lexington. Both those fillies are heading to Lexington now. I just wanted a good flat mile from them. I know these 2 in front of me aren't coming. They're like 6 million and 5 million to 1. They're not coming. So I just want to put everybody else on hold in behind me. I just kind of fake move to the outside a little bit, stall the cover, stall the flow, and then as we start in the backstretch, I start Rosetta to the outside. Now the funny thing about Rosetta is when she's coming off the gate, when she's in that middle section, like 3rd gear, 4th gear, that's when she's prone to make an error. But when she's up in 5th gear, flawless. So she came to the outside and she wanted to attack, and I'm like, go ahead, way you go. She come with a full head of steam. And again, just green. She cleared, but then there's no one around. She just kind of went to sleep. Remember, that's her first lifetime start. And hasn't, as Jeff Zedek said, hasn't raced a flat line, hasn't raced in a parimutuel event since June 11th. Not lost on me. I know that we trained her. I know she's schooled. They don't know that, but I do. And I'm glad we scratched her last week. She warmed up good today. The exact opposite of how she warmed up last time. So I knew she still had some left in the tank, but I wasn't going to put her on the run to find out. I just wanted her going into Kentucky with a flat line and a little bit of confidence. We come out of the turn. I looked to the inside. Now, I knew when I went by a Trent down the backstretch, he's already got the earplugs out. So I'm like, oh, maybe. No, I've only been in 2.3. She qualified in 2.2. Maybe 58 or wherever we're going is a little much for her. I looked down the inside, I could see her coming, and she's a little pit bull. Down to the inside, she's coming 100. Rosetta's not done. I know I got Mike measured. I'm going to creep by him at the wire, but a Trent beat both of us up the inside. It was a great finish. We were 1-2. Obviously, now when you recap the day, we had a win with Rosetta, we had a win with Ready for Landing, a win with the Trent, a win with Ready for Landing, a second with Rosetta, and a second with Series Dragon. Don't get much better than that. A great day. We still got Purple People Eater, who's picked low odds tonight too. I think Trevor Smith's driving her, and Kenobi also picked low tonight. So we're in a good spot. We're in a good spot for the remainder of Thursday. I'm either going to leave tonight. I was happy when I looked on maps from the place we stay at in Brunswick to the Red Mile itself. It says 4 hours and 39 minutes. That's mostly highway driving, so it's really about 4:15, 4:10. So I'll look tonight. I'll either leave tonight or I'll leave early tomorrow morning. But I'll reach out to Derek and say, listen, we're looking at last trips for. If you want me to go first trip with Westland Warrior and those horses, I can be there around 9 a.m. I can. Somebody just texted me. I can be there around 9 a.m., maybe 8:30, 8:45, something like that. But looking to have a good day in Kentucky tomorrow. They don't all have to train. I'm not worried about pickpocket. I'm not worried about even memory and imagination. That wasn't mechanical the other day. That's something we got to work on. He's probably a little bit sick or something. So there's not really a big deal with memory and imagination. Just have the vet look at those two horses. Gymboree, I don't need to go with Gymboree. She'll look pretty good to me. They're fine. I would like to see Maury because I think we were going to make some changes with his shoeing that are maybe a little more conducive with the surface at the Red Mile. So probably him. So as it stands right now, I suspect that I'll be going with Westland Warrior, Memento Mori, Grand Slam Deo. I'll go with her. I don't need to go with Gymboree or Arson or any of them. So I have three that I want to go with tomorrow. So you might sit home and say to yourself, do you really want to drive 4 hours, 15 minutes to train 3 horses? Absolutely I do. And I'll happily hang the lines up, take my suit off, wash my face, and drive another 4 hours and 20 minutes back. Now, are you sure you're coming with me tomorrow? Surprise, they're troopers. I gave both Ava and Addie the opportunity to book off. I knew we were driving all the way to Kentucky. I'm only going to be there for the morning, and then I have the rest of the day to do whatever they want to do. You want to go to a hotel, you want to go to swimming, you want to go swimming, you want to drive all the way to the meadows, you want to go back home, whatever you want to do, it's up to you. The adios, yes. We just have to be in the meadows. Time is on my side. We have to be back for Saturday afternoon. And both said yes. Got a couple of co-pilots here with me for our trip to Kentucky. Addie Bear. Yeah. You're still down to go to Kentucky with me?
Yeah.
Well, you got to tell everybody. Look in the camera. You're going to Kentucky? Thumbs up. So the girls and I are going to be off to Kentucky either tonight or tomorrow morning, train some horses. And then what we do, who knows? It's a secret. None of us know right now. So I'll talk to you all you guys very, very soon. Very happy with what took place at the Meadows today. Super happy with Rosetta and Trant. Very, very happy with what I saw from Ready for Landing, and certainly no complaints with Serious Dragon. Seems like he's fitting in nicely at the Meadows. So with that, I'll talk to you later. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care.